Okay, restaurant month is just upon us, and I've had the privilege of being able to come down here to Metita to try a collab menu between Trivet, which is run by Wallace, and Metita, which is run by Michael. So we're gonna go in, catch up with the bros, learn their story, learn the menu, and try some kai. Let's do it.
Talofa, my name is Michael, Meredith. I'm involved with this Mr. Morris down in Guatemala and also Metita, which is a Polynesian-focused concept, obviously showcasing as many of the Polynesian we can. And it's nice to be here.
My name is Wallace Mua, also Wallace Mua. I'm the executive chef down at a restaurant called Trivet, and also that encompasses the JW Marriott, Auckland.
I guess the journey, really, I mean, if I really be honest about it, I was born in the Pacific, I was born in Samoa, so you always grow up cooking around food. So, before you know it, you kind of like, it's part of your chores to cook, right? So I guess food has always been a sense of responsibility, in a sense of like family for me. You don't really think about that until you're grown up. And, I always had this love about food and cooking ingredients. And, I didn't really understand it until I was a little bit older. And then I, got into cooking school and led my way through that, and obviously became a chef. But I think in the beginning is a feeling, and then obviously passion comes a little bit later. And that's how food kind of like starts for me, yeah.
Obviously, like I started off as washing dishes, and that was kind of like to raise money so I could go on rugby tours. And, I think I went back to that same very first job about 13, 14 years later as an exec chef. But in between that, there was plenty of ups and downs, plenty of times that I wanted to quit. And I think like, say, even 6 years after I had started chefing, I didn't realize that I was a chef. I kind of always still looked at myself as the kitchen steward that kind of learned to come in and chop and help out in the kitchen. But when I did have that realization, it was you saw a massive change in like the way I approached work and the way I saw food. I never looked at Polynesian food as fine dining. For me, it's soul food. I think Michael was the one that started it. We started to see a trend of it becoming a bit more refined and, a bit more classy, adding little touches to it so that you could serve it in places like Metita. Seeing that kind of inspired a lot of us younger chefs to kind of follow in that lead and also be able to think that we can be in those spaces.
Food, I feel, plays a big memory, right? So anything that we eat as a child plays into your sensory. So as you actually grow, there's food that your nana can cook or your mom can cook that brings a lot of emotions. And I think food plays that big part. And I guess for us, as chefs, I think creativity takes over a little bit. I think that's where we evolved in the sense of adding more into what we know in our palate would taste good.
The menu that's been designed, the Metita Trivet collaboration, the inspiration, where did it come from?
For us, I guess it's sort of, both Polynesian, both Samoans, how many ways we can reintroduce corned beef in a sense, in my head, right? So, but I was, the exciting thing is obviously we're both the same by race, but then obviously how we look at food could be different, So that's probably the exciting thing for me to see how, the take on Wallace's version of what he sees Polynesian food has been and will be, and versus, me and the team here will obviously do the same.
One thing we really discussed is like we wanted to keep it as Samoan as possible, but introduce some of our trainings and, what we've learned along the way. And I'm excited for what everyone is going to taste when Michael does the dishes. I really wanted to think of dishes that I like eating and then play around with the idea. Yeah, my one starts with balusami, which I used to love, trying to find a way to put that in a pie and make it presentable, and because we can't really send out a tin foil. I think I'll definitely be smaller, but I heard that you're a big eater, Storme, so that's why I thought I did it a bit bigger today.
I feel a little bit weird doing it like, oh, wow. Wow. Oh my God, it's got a cut to it too. Wow. I've never had probably something like that before, and I don't want it like anywhere else ever again. That's
No.
It's more the ingredients for me, We're kind of like gone with tomato and salmon as the concept. Instead of using a taro, we're using corn to make the base of it. We sort of added coconut in there still, but it's a little snack, and textural element is quite important. when I'm thinking of dishes, I'm always like trying to add things that in some way is simple to eat, but there's a lot in there.
Wow. Wow.
It's like, you know, the flavors are gonna like, you know.
Oh, wow. Wow.
The tomato comes out of nowhere. Eh?
The tomato, yeah. If I gotta be honest, like the salmon's gorgeous, but I really think that the cream thingy, what's that?
The horseradish and coconut yolk, yeah.
Is such a gorgeous pairing. Wow, with the salmon.
The dish that we're doing as a second entree is because, you know, Polynesian and Māori, we all eat a lot of kai from the moana, right? So we eat a lot of seafood. So I've done octopus. So this time we've done like this octopus has been cooked in a fermented coconut sauce, right? It's called miti. And then we've done pumpkin. You know, it grows in the Pacific quite well. And then I've used cocoa like chocolate to fold it into it, so it gets that bitterness, right? And I'm just doing a broth using lemongrass, turmeric, you know, a lot of aromatics in there.
I reckon you need 1 spoon, eh?
The whole thing. Yeah?
No, save the rest for us. That looks good.
What? That broth.
Because everything sort of says eats.
That's so gorgeous. Hey, I know why you're on the Michelin guide now. I don't know what to say, man.
This is the other entree I've got. I've got a taro tuil on the bottom, and then I've got like it's kind of like the oka mix, the coconut yogurt, and then just on top, put in a mango, it's a mango gel just to help lift it. It's quite tarty.
Gee, you're wild. Mario, you try that?
It's good though, huh? Oh, it's got some more in.
Hey.
Hard to beat
to
that,
our
huh?
browns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bro.
There's a pride in how we cook now, because obviously we understand our values, where we come from, our heritage, and those things really are valued by people. So obviously, why can't we showcase Polynesia and Māori in that space? You know, we're talented enough. We have a lot of great Polynesian Māori chefs coming through, and it's probably the time to showcase that. You know, if you add to it, it makes it better. You know, and I think that's the way it should be. You know, because we've sort of inherited tradition, but I feel like in this generation and more, we just add to that. For us, we want to make sure that we're going to showcase the culture, you know, and obviously the food that we grew up with, but also how we see it as chefs in a way, because, you know, I guess people will be, you know, the customers at the end will be the one that we're going to benefit from this, to see how we collab in the way of, you know, two restaurants bringing it together. So, I mean, for me, it's just an exciting way to work with a young guy like Wallace as well, to make sure that we're on the same page in some things, you know. So yeah.
Well, we've tried and we've cooked. I'm here with two of the finest Pacific Polynesian chefs, not only in Tāmaki, but here in Aotearoa. Michael, Wallace, I'm so blessed. Thank you very much for welcoming us into your homes, into your schools. If you guys want to try it, our restaurant month is August 13th. Metita here, the collab. Metita and Trivet, the restaurant, the menu, everything's amazing. You saw my facials, you know what I'm talking about. Enjoy.
I've got no words. He was saying that at all, so.
Yeah.
You fellas want to go with this?
Follow us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Guys got dishes?
Sweet.
Yeah.